Alright, this is a Toyota plug-in Prius. And in this video we're going to go over how you can DIY oil change and save some bucks. Alright, I'm on the underside of the Prius plug-in, and you need to remove this, and this right here. So there's 3 clips that you need to loosen and pop out. Once you pop those out right here, then you should be able to just bring this panel down, and you'll see the filter right there, and that's where we're going to remove the oil filter. So once you remove those clips, just drop this panel down and it's right there on the side. To drain the old motor oil, you're going to have to remove the lug nut. So right here I have a Craftsman. You need a 14. So I'm just going to clip that on right here, and then go ahead and loosen it and remove the lug nut to drain the old oil. You're also going to want to get one of these specialized tools to remove the actual filter. You can get it in steel like this one, or you can also get a plastic one. I had a plastic one and it cracked on one of my other oil changes, so I would recommend this sturdier one. You can get this on Amazon for about $5 to $10. So you're going to need this to remove the actual filter. Alright, so you see the little wrench right there, and on the corner you can also see the oil filter. So I'm going to remove that nut so we can drain the oil from the Prius. So once you have it loose, just go ahead and use your hands so you could get a good feel for loosening it, because you don't want it to pour out all of a sudden. And there's our old motor oil coming out. So it's been draining for a while, and you can see that it's starting to trickle down because most of the motor oil has been drained. So we're going to go ahead and remove the filter next. Okay, so we're putting the lug nut back in, not tightening it, but just putting it in before we take the filter out, which again is right next to it. You can see it coming out on the right side. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the filter. So the dealer screwed it on way too tight, and I'm unable to loosen it. So what you want to do is get a hammer and kind of hit your wrench to loosen it. It's really important that you make sure you use a rubber one instead of a steel hammer, and you can see the filter actually starting to move. So that's going to help us loosen it and remove the cartridge. Okay, now that we've loosened it enough, I'm going to remove the filter. Again, you want to make sure you do it slowly and you have a drip pan underneath. So you can see the last bit of oil starting to come through. And then remove the cartridge. Alright, so I'm going to put in this Fram Tough Guard. It's good for 10,000 miles. I'm also going to be using Mobil 1 because I like to just do the oil change every 10,000 miles instead of 5,000 or 3,500. So this is the new filter, and you can tell that it looks a little bit different than the OEM Toyota cartridge, but we're going to go ahead and go with the Fram this time. So this actually is the cartridge holder for your oil filter. So all you need to do is just drop it right inside. It should clip in, and then we're also going to replace the seals that also come with the filter. And again, all these were purchased through Amazon. So to change the seal, just put a little screwdriver in under the cartridge and just go ahead and pop it out, and it should slide right out. And then we're going to go ahead and put in the new seals. Just go ahead and push it all the way down. And we're ready to put this back in the car. One thing to keep in mind when you're using the cartridge removal tool from Amazon is that if you use a wrench, it kind of puts pressure unevenly. So you can see right there where it kind of is starting to warp this tool. So what you want to do is try to use a ring wrench with the ring around the center. This is a snap-on tool because it kind of places the pressure evenly around all the sides of this cartridge. Okay, so we're putting the cartridge back in. So just use your hands to kind of thread it in before you tighten it. Okay, so again, just use your hands, thread it in there. And then once it's set, we're going to go ahead and get our tools and actually tighten everything up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tighten it up. And as soon as this is tight, we're also going to tighten the drain plug as well. So we're going to go ahead and tighten the drain plug. Again, you need a 14mm attachment for that one. Go ahead and make sure it's on tight. And we're now ready to add in our new oil. Alright, so for the amount of oil you want to put in for the Prius Plug In, because I've already added the new filter, I need to add 4.4 quarts or 4.2 liters of the new motor oil. And again, I'm using 0W20 Mobil 1. So from your engine, let's go ahead and put in the new motor oil. So remove the cap. And again, the recommendation is on the cap, 0W20. Put a little funnel. And we're going to go ahead and pour in 4.4 quarts of Mobil 1. Okay, so all our oil's in, so let's go ahead and put the cap back on. And just use your hands to tighten that. And we're almost done. Last part we need to do is put the clip on the bottom of the car, but we're also going to check the dipstick. Okay, let's go ahead and put it in. And you can see the level of oil right there, so we're in good range. We're back down just because we want to go ahead and check the plug and the filter cartridge to make sure there's no oil leaking, and both look like they're set. So we're going to go ahead and put the panel back on, clip everything in, and we're done.